Welcome to Poetry Changes Lives, my book of poetry history thought for the day. If you go to the website poetrychangeslives.com, you can read all about it. Well, on this day in 1659, the English aristocrat, socialite and writer Lady Mary Wortley Montague was born. She's not very well known, but she was a remarkable lady, very independent and unconventional. Think of that 400 years ago nearly. She was in Constantinople, present-day Istanbul, in Turkey, where her husband was ambassador. And later, after she separated from her husband, she travelled widely and lived extensively in Europe. Her letters from Turkey contain descriptions of Turkish baths and the horror of Turkish women when they saw her corsets, which they thought were instruments of torture. And she was in Istanbul 200 years before people like Florence Nightingale, and even in her day it was considered quite an adventure to go to places like that. But in 1659 you had to be pretty brave if you were a woman to travel to places like that. Really an admirable person, and a lot of her contemporaries admired her as well. And I'm going to read a poem by the poet Alexander Pope, who was a contemporary, who wrote this poem to her. It's a bit slightly obscure, but quite witty in its way. In beauty or wit no mortal as yet to question your empire has dared, but men of discerning have thought that in learning to yield to a lady was hard. 'Twas a woman at first, indeed she was cursed, in knowledge that tasted delight. Then bravely, fair dame, resume the old claim, which to your whole sex does belong, and let men receive from a second bright eve the knowledge of right and of wrong. But if the first eve hard doom did receive, when only one apple had she, what her punishment new shall be found out for you, when tasting have robbed the whole tree. Well, that's quite witty, I suppose. Today I will reflect upon change and the need sometimes to challenge conventions. Thank you for listening.